The Chiefs turn it on in the second half and get a big win, take down the Commanders 28-7 at Arrowhead. Let's talk about that. Chiefs Kingdom ACU crew, welcome into the post game, baby. The Kansas City Chiefs decided to play some football in the second half. They woke the hell up and they smacked down the Commanders the way they should have been doing from the beginning of the game. Mike, how we doing, baby?
Oh yeah, I'm doing good. You know what I got to say about it?
That's a fucking W.
Let's go, baby. I'll take it. Wasn't too happy about that first half performance, but the second half, they made all the adjustments we talked about. Mike, we jumped on at halftime, talked to the folks, let them know what we thought about it, and what do we say? Defense has to adjust here. They got to quit letting up all these catches. Guys were open by a quarter mile. That stopped. Now, that didn't stop Terry McLaurin from making heroic catches, but it did stop those wide open plays, and the offense turned it on, got that run game going, and just started attacking. I thought they looked pretty damn good in the second half. Patrick Mahomes, dude, he's the best to ever do it. End of story.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes looked good. Look, he struggled in the first half. He really did. I want to say he had like a 50 QB rating or something like that. I don't even that may have been too high, but he did turn it around. He finished with a 104.9 QB rating, 3 touchdowns to 2 picks. Again, one of those picks, his fault, maybe the guy got away with a little bit of a hold, a little bit of a illegal contact, and then Kelce tipped another one up. But he ends up finishing the night with 25 of 34 for 299 and 3 tutties. So, I mean, that was big. He hit the props for me. I had him completing over 23 passes, and he hits it. I had him completing over 275 yards, and he hit it. And then the other big guy of the night was our boy Travis Kelce, who also had a horrific first half and turned it on the second half. He ended up finishing 6 catches for 99 and Let's a tutty. Baby. 38 yards on that long there where they dipped it down to him. He was so wide open, I thought he was going to trip over his own feet at one point. He was so excited.
That touchdown put him right there with Priest Holmes, right? Or did he pass him up?
No, he tied Priest Holmes on that one. So, I mean, Kelce's getting ready to break that, man. And you know what? He may do it next week. He may do it next week.
It's just a matter of time. They kept showing these records. It's Patrick Mahomes and Dan Marino, like Travis Kelce, Priest Holmes. Like, we're literally like halfway through the season here. We're good. They're going to break these records like they always do. But yeah, dude, I thought overall it was a good performance in the second half. I liked that they finally went back to the run game quite a bit. Isaiah Pacheco had a great game, averaged about 5 yards per carry with 12 carries for 58 yards. Kareem Hunt also had an excellent game. Dude, he's so clutch in the short yardage.
That's 21 carries. And what did we say? 20 carries, and it's a W, and it's a big W.
For sure. 9 carries for 40 yards for Kareem Hunt and the touchdown. Brashard Smith, limited usage, but he did get 3 carries for 8 yards. Obviously a good one that was called back over some ridiculous hold, I'm sure. But, yeah, great game altogether, dude. And then, of course, the receivers. It's just insane how much Patrick Mahomes has to work with out there. Rashee Rice is a freaking unit, son.
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry, he is top tier wide receiver in the NFL. You have to put him in the same breath with all those other big names. He's just that damn good. 9 receptions for 93 yards and a touchdown. You already talked about Kelce, 6 receptions for 99 yards. Xavier Worthy, 5 for 53. Juju got in on the mix, 2 for 29. Noah Gray had a couple good ones, 2 for 23. I thought it was excellent. Patrick Mahomes just has all day in the pocket to sit back there and pick apart a zone defense. That's what we talked about at halftime. They're in a zone. Just give Patrick Mahomes some time. He's gonna shred it. Right? That's all we talked about. Get the run game going and then shred that zone defense. That's exactly what happened. Patrick Mahomes' patience when he is under pressure or a play gets extended is impeccable. There are so many times I catch myself just being like, just go ahead and run it, Patrick. Just run it. And he stays there for another 2.5 seconds and makes a completion.
Hey.
It's insane.
Finds a way to stay behind the line of scrimmage too, make some big plays. But yeah, shout out to the run game. Andy said he needed to get a run game going in the second half, and he come out in the third quarter, first drive, and just starts slinging it all over the yard again. And I'm like, here we go.
Slanging it.
But they ended up, I'm pretty sure together, Kareem Hunt and Pacheco had 98 yards. If you throw Brashard Smith's 8 yards on there, that's 106. So the 3 running backs did break the 100-yard mark. If you want to put Rashee Rice and Mahomes' carries on there, that's another 42 yards. That puts us up to 148 on the ground. I thought they did a pretty good job. I thought every wide receiver had a pretty solid game today when they needed to have it, except for Hollywood. Hollywood kind of disappeared after that after that ball that got thrown back shoulder and got picked. So Hollywood was blanked across the board today. He only had one target, and it was that pick. So they didn't use Hollywood much. But
well,
Kelce,
I mean, that's the beauty of this offense with all those options, right? I mean, any given game could be someone's game.
Right. Kelce, Rice. I count Kelce as a wide receiver, but Rice, Worthy, Juju, all had decent days. Kareem Hunt had a pretty good day, just all around, in my opinion. And I thought Noah Gray had a chance to get a big catch, maybe even a touchdown, and he broke the route off to the sideline because he just wasn't in Mahomes' head there. Like, he just don't have the same intuition that Kelce does. And Mahomes threw it to the end zone, and he broke to the sideline. So they missed that hook up there. But overall, man, second half to first half, we looked like a totally different team in the second half, and even the defense looked better.
Absolutely, dude. I called 41-6 in this game, and I feel like it should have been. Like, it literally should have been somewhere in that range, but they just did not show up in the first half. But I was very, very happy to see all the adjustments take place. Them come out in the second half, like you said, look like a complete different team, baby.
Yeah.
Let's get to the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get horned up, baby. Horn meter on 11. Going into Buffalo next week. We need all the hornedness we can get. We got Enrique in the house. Says, on to the Bills, baby. Been a member for 24 months. Shout out, Enrique. We appreciate you, buddy.
Shout out.
We got Jacob with the 5 bomb. Says, still need D-line help to compete against the better teams. 100% agree with you.
Yes.
I think that's definitely something Brett Veach takes care of this week. I will talk about that a lot, I'm sure, on the podcast, on the videos coming up. But I fully expect to see some kind of move be made to solidify that defensive line, especially after we found out Omar Norman Lott is out for the season after last week with that knee injury. But appreciate the 5, Jacob. Roma Stamo with the 10 bombs says, how about Andy acting like Dan Campbell, 4th down killers? Yeah, man.
Yeah. Look,
Andy
has to be more
a little
aggressive
short,
there.
chunky Dan Campbell.
Yeah. We've been begging for him to be more aggressive, and that's what he's doing. He's doing what he has to do. I thought he's doing exactly what he needs to do. Look, you've got the best quarterback in the league. You've got the best, probably the most reliable at times tight end for sure. If you take his whole career, you've even got Rasheed Rice. This dude's a big, big boy. Dude, you know who Rasheed Rice reminds me of? He reminds me a little bit, and I know he weighs a little less, and he's probably about an inch or two shorter too. But he reminds me of like T.O. You remember T.O. in the offenses with Andy
100%. I get
That's
that.
who he reminds me of.
I get that. Like, it even looks like him out there with the ball
Am I
in
the
his
first
hands,
person
right?
in Chiefs Kingdom to ever say T.O. to Rasheed Rice comp?
I don't know, but we'll take it.
It'll be talked about this week.
We'll take it. Somebody will pick up on that one and put it out there for a story. Go read it on my Substack. Metal Rocker with a 5 bomb says, here's 5 for the W. And I want to say thanks for liking my comment on your DT video before the game this week when I mentioned Smith. Pair him with Jones. Appreciate the 5 bomb, man. Yeah, dude, I think they have to do something here. 100%. Jones needs some help. He's literally getting double teamed and held so much, and they're never going to call it. They're never going to call holding.
No,
they're just not going to do it.
But they will call something on Chris Jones when it takes a Josh Williams pick off the board.
Right.
Huh?
And then also, you saw George Karlaftis completely wreaking havoc today. He was literally just causing trouble everywhere. Now, they got away with holding him at the point of impact a couple of times. I thought that was pretty blatant.
Yeah.
That extended that play and allowed them to get some positive yardage. But other than that, man, George is always a half step away from just a monster game, dude.
Yeah.
But you can't knock him, dude. The motor is just unreal, and he's killing it, man. Appreciate the 5. Julian with 10 says, here, I thought it was going to be a tight game when it was tied before the second half, and the Chiefs came out saying, okay, we're done playing with our food. Don't want to hear no referee excuses. Let's freaking go. Yeah, man, that's literally what the Chiefs were doing in the first half. They looked bored, uninterested, not there. They should have been blowing that team out the whole game. I mean, if you think about the way that first half looked, most of it was because, the plays were completely blown up by like George Karlaftis getting all that pressure. Mariota would escape a little bit or somebody would get held, and then he would just float up, an absolute duck, and somebody would be 25 yards
it was a prayer,
open.
huh?
Yeah, dude, all the time. It was a joke. But then I will give props to Terry McLaurin. That guy's nasty, dude. He is so good.
Hey, he threw up a duck there, and McLaurin come down with it. And,
dude.
I'll say, look, when I first seen it, I said, no way. He was out of bounds. But that hit in bounds, that was –
Yeah, well, see, my whole thing was I thought I thought he stepped out of bounds before he came back in and made the catch.
Yeah,
that
I
was
thought
my
he did
thing.
too, but
So I was like, what are they not looking at that for? But you went back and looked and said he was
he
in
didn't
bounds
do
the
it.
whole time. Terry McLaurin's just a beast, man. McDuffie couldn't have played that one any better. It was just a great catch. Huckleberry Rattler with
Let's
the
go,
5
baby.
bombs. Let's hit that freaking like button for you boys. Let's go. Appreciate y'all
go.
being here. Only about 4:15 across all platforms right now. Let's hit that like button, everybody, if
Let's
you
get it
can.
in.
If you're watching on Facebook or X, make sure to share that out with your friends, your followers, all that fun stuff. Let's get the party started, ladies and gentlemen. Just go hit that like button. It's fun. Clicky, clicky. All right, Mike. Let's go to game balls real quick, and then we'll get into more just overall. But who did you think shined today for the Chiefs?
I'm going to have to give it on offense. I really am. I'm going to have to go ahead and probably give it to, you want to say Kareem because he had the 2 touchdowns, right? But, man, I don't know. There's just something about, and I'm not going to give it to Kelce either because he flubbed that stupid pass.
Damn it,
I just say
Kelce.
no.
If it wasn't for that,
Yeah,
he might have got it.
Yeah, he may have gotten it. But I think I'm going to go ahead and give it to Reciever Rice, man. 9 targets, 9 catches, 93 yards and a tutty. Plus, he almost took another one in that he dove in for at the beginning, and they said he didn't cross the line. He almost hit the pylon on another one.
Yeah,
he is
dude.
just a difference, dude. Reciever Rice is
He's
a
a
big-time
dog.
dog, and he is a game changer. He's a dog. I'm giving it to Reciever Rice on the offense. Who you giving it to on offense?
Man, I hate to do it every game, especially with the 2 picks, but Patrick Mahomes in the second half just proved why he is the best quarterback in football. The stuff that he's able to do, to keep the composure, have the patience to do a lot of the things he does. Like I said, I was yelling at the TV a few times, just run it, Pat. Just run it. And instead he hangs out and makes a 25-yard completion. Patrick Mahomes just plays on a different level than every other quarterback in this league. When you watch Josh Allen play or you watch some of those other guys play, you see them wishing they were Patrick Mahomes. You see them trying to do the
they
things
can't
that
do
he
it.
does that he makes it look so easy, and they just can't do it. Now they're good in their own right. Maybe they're just really big and they can run the ball and not get tackled as easily. I don't know, Josh Allen. But Patrick Mahomes is impeccable. When it comes to being a quarterback, seeing the football field, finding his open players, Pat Mahomes does that. And if it wasn't for the way that he was playing the second half, I don't think that offense picks up as much steam. So I think that Patrick Mahomes is a game ball for me. And I'm right there with you. I think Reciever Rice deserves one too. He's just so good. Just how the hell that guy can be out for a year and a half and just waltz in here and be a top receiver in the National Football League is insanity. And the fact that him and Mahomes are on the same page the way they are, the whole NFL should be absolutely freaking terrified of what they're going to do over the next few years. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, the team's getting better. And look, this was with, we thought they was going to have I thought this was going to be the week that our boy Brashard Smith got some more touches and got in the end zone. So you're seeing us with from all Chiefs fans' perspectives, we've got a weakened backfield with Pacheco and Kareem Hunt, so we don't even have a good running game to go along with this. We're playing without Trey Smith tonight. And so, yes, we did start a little lackadaisical. We did play down to our opponent a little bit. We always do this in primetime. We always seem to do this on Monday Night Football.
There are teams you can't do this against, though.
But they picked it up in the second half, though, and that was the Chiefs going forward. And I'm hoping they don't do that again next week versus Buffalo. And maybe they were just kind of overlooking the Commanders, thinking the Commanders were going to come in and lay down a little bit. And the Commanders kind of punched them in the mouth early. And, of course, some things didn't go right for the team. You know, Mahomes threw that pick and different things. So, you know, I'm not going to hold it against them, but I knew it wasn't time to panic at halftime. That just wasn't the time. That's why we got on here and told
even
everybody.
with the Chiefs playing so stagnant in the first half, I think it was still apparent they were the much better team on the football field.
Can I do it again?
Just waiting for it all to clicky click.
Can I do it again?
Let's do it.
That's
Why
a
not?
fucking W.
Ooh, let's freaking go. How bad? I saw somebody mention the Receiver Rice flag in the chat, and they said he don't get the game ball because of a stupid flag. That was a stupid flag, but it wasn't because of Receiver Rice.
Oh, the taunting?
He literally was trying to throw the ball to the referee, and Big Head got in the way. Who cares?
Hey, I don't even care.
That's
I don't
crazy.
care if he got it because he was taunting the dude. You know what? I like to see that. I like
Hit him
to
in the
see
head
you.
with the football.
Tell him you're the man and hit him in the head with the football. I don't care.
Let's go. Chaos and Order with the 5 bomb says belt to ass, baby.
go, baby.
What was that? The haters were saying about us not being able to beat our opponent's asses. 3 ass kickings, Lions, Raiders, Redskins. Let's freaking go. Tonight should have been a much bigger blowout. I'm telling you, when I said 41-6, I didn't do that lightly. Because normally when I say the Chiefs are going to blow somebody out, it's kind of tongue in cheek. This one, I fully believed it. I really did.
I said 33-10. And I mean, close. Isn't it wild that neither team kicked the field goal tonight? The Chiefs never had to, and the Commanders decided they didn't want to. So, But how much could the game have been changed just a little bit if the Commanders would have took those points in the first half? Maybe the Chiefs get down a little bit at halftime instead of being tied, and maybe they come out a little bit pressing or something.
I don't think it mattered. I don't think it
didn't
mattered,
matter.
Mike. They're just that much better, baby. Let's freaking go. Got a 10 bomb from our girl Valerie. Says Kelce gets my game ball. One for the
Okay.
30-plus crew, breaking records. I'm right there with you, Valerie. That's a perfectly respectable game ball right there. Y'all get in the chat. So let us know who you give the game ball to on offense. Mike, let's get this next chat, and then let's talk about the defense a little bit, my man.
Let's do it.
We got Julian with the 10 bomb. Says Reciever makes this offense to what it needs to be, along with Worthy, Juju, Hollywood, Thornton, and Kelce. Pat makes magic tonight. MV Pat is back. Defense did their job, but need help. I would agree with almost all of that, or maybe all of it, 100%. I think that what Juju does is understated. Juju does so much on that offense that don't even get highlighted, but then he's also able to move the chains when we need it. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I just absolutely love having Juju on this offense. It's great. It's not going to show up on the stat sheet where he just blows everything out of the water, but he's always going to show up when you need him, and he's just excellent to have on the football field. And then let's talk about that defense, Mike, because that's what we wanted to go to. Appreciate the 10, Julian. But he said
Appreciate
they
it.
need help. We think they need some help in the pass rush. I think we'll talk about that a lot this coming week, so we won't get into speculation on who they can go get help from or what. But I do think that Brett Veach will do something. The trade deadline is November the 4th, so we only got a week till that happens. I think we're going to see some movement this week. Brett Veach is not stupid. He knows we need the help just the same way you see it. I think he sees it. But let's talk about the defense tonight, Mike. They started off pretty rough in the first half. The linebackers were atrocious in coverage. Pretty much the whole secondary was just allowing guys to get loose and be wide open. And it was really making it difficult for them to get off the field. And I think that maybe could have contributed to why the offense was just kind of in the first half as well. But they made the adjustments they needed to make, and a lot of guys played really well in the second half. But who are you giving your game ball to on the defense tonight?
Yeah, look, I think I'm going to go ahead and, I mean, it sounds simple, but I think I'm going to go ahead and give it to Mike Dana. In a night that Mike Dana needed to do something because, and look, I'm saying that we still need to go get pass rush.
Yes.
But Mike Dana should not have to be a starter in this league. You've seen another night where our boy, I mean, we're going to give away a Charles Omenihu signed jersey, but he got blanked on the night, guys.
Yep.
Blank. He did get a QB hit, but he also missed a sack. He just got blanked across the
He's
board. He
just
didn't
got
have
to
a,
get back here and clean
Yeah.
up what
Look,
George
yeah.
Karlaftis
Omenihu
creates.
didn't get a tackle. He didn't get an assist. He didn't get nothing. He did get a QB hit. I'll give him that, but it was ineffective.
Yep.
But Mike Dana is a rotational piece that sometimes has to be the starter with this team, and I thought he did okay tonight. He got his first career interception. He picks up a big sack in the second half. He ended up finishing with 3 total tackles, and he had a tackle for loss. So I thought he did pretty good. He even had a deflection. A pass deflection, and that is what turned into the pick. So he got credited for a pass deflection and a pick on the same play. So he actually had the exact same stat line across the board as George Karlaftis, like straight up, except for Karlaftis didn't get the pick. So
Right.
I'll give it to Mike Dana. I think he deserves it. We talk crap on these guys when they do bad, and I think when they do well, you got to give them the props.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Mike Dana, I can understand it, but the reason why I'm going to give the game ball to someone else is because I do think that Mike Dana had a good night, but at the same time, that ball bounced straight to him, and they also did not touch him, did not block him on his sack. So I'm not going to go overboard on it, but I still think it was a great night from him. I think George Karlaftis almost deserves a ball just because of what he does nonstop. This motor is unreal. He is literally wrecking every play. He is making some kind of disruption. So I almost want to give him one. I also think Jamari Connor actually had a decent game. He didn't get cooked too much. He also had 5 tackles, 5 assists. So he's all over the football field. But, I mean, if you're just going to go out there and give somebody that one with the stats, Mike Dana is the guy.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Dude, I tell you what, the Chiefs are on a roll. They're on a hot streak right now, the offense. The Chiefs have put up 89 points over the last 3 games. The defense has only allowed 24. So we're outscoring opponents 89-24 over the past 3 games. And in the second half tonight, defense didn't allow a single point, baby. So, I mean, the defense is turning it on.
You got to do it. It's that time of year, baby. We got Perry in the house with the 20 bomb. Says, love that Andy is using the running game. Hunt and Pop yards per carry is up from their first couple games. Do you think it's because the running backs are getting a rhythm or the line is getting some push? I'm horned, baby. Let's freaking go, Perry.
Perry.
Appreciate the 20. I think it's a little bit of both. I think our offensive line, They do have their struggles here and there, but overall, they're a very good run blocking offensive line.
Yes.
And if you go back and watch the tape, you'll see it. Isaiah Pacheco, I'm going to give him props too. He's starting to have a little bit better field vision. We kept talking about how this is something that he's not just going to develop. After all these years, let's just get him to the outside and let him do his work, which I still 100% agree with. And I think he kills it when we do that. Or if Mahomes lines up under center and then he just hits the hole going full speed ahead, just no delayed handoffs to Pacheco, right? Let's let Kareem Hunt take care of that stuff. He's a guy with the patience and the field vision. But I will say Pacheco has actually gotten a little bit better. I've seen him hit a few holes, some tight ones even, over the last few weeks. I've been pretty impressed with how he's playing. And, of course, he's always playing with that Karlaftis motors too. It's just never stops running. But I think it's a little bit of both, Perry. I think the run game, you have to get it in some kind of rhythm. Mike, you've mentioned this several times, but it doesn't matter who you have as a running back. If you don't give them enough carries and do not let them get into a rhythm, they're never going to put up stats. Even Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, these kinds of caliber guys, if you don't give them the ball and let them get into a rhythm, they're never going to hit that home run for you. They're just not going to do it. I think giving these guys more opportunities is paid off a lot in the last few weeks.
Yeah, I think it's the more opportunities. Look, they're starting to get combined over 20 carries per game, and we keep trying to pound that into Andy's brain. You have got to run the ball. You've got to commit to it. You've got to get at least 20, 25 carries. I don't care if you do it by committee, or I don't care if it's one guy, but you got to get them the touches. And I give a little bit of credit to the offensive line. Look, you were without Trey Smith, who's arguably maybe our second best run blocker on this team besides maybe, Creed. And Caliendo come in. He stepped in for the second time now because he took 65 offensive snaps last week. This week he took 69. And Caliendo actually, now look, he played a little bit worse this game. I don't think his PFF grades are going to be nowhere near as high if you put any stock into those still, but it's not going to be as high. I think he played more average. Last week he was above average. I know he struggled a little bit more on the pass stuff this time. I think he had probably three pressures, and I think he got Mahomes sacked once. So I think he'll probably get a hit, a hurry, and a sack all on that one play. But besides that one play, he turned it on after that and played pretty good in the second half. They were making a push, and like you said, Pacheco was actually seeing holes decently on a few of those. There was a couple that he was going to the A gap, and he was bouncing to the B and the C gap and getting outside it and turning his speed on. So I will give props to Pacheco. He's doing a little bit better there in the zone run game, but I still like to see the gap game for Pacheco. Pick a hole, go, use your speed, use your toughness.
Love it. And good to see that his knee, I think, is going to be okay. I'd like to hear what Andy has to say about that after the game. I'm sure they might already be talking, but I'll catch all that later. Shout out Justin Flanders, our boys in the house. Good to see you, Justin. Haven't seen you in a minute.
What's up,
With
buddy?
a gifted membership, if you got that, make sure to thank him in the chat. And welcome to the ACU crew via Justin Flanders. Let's freaking go. Jacob with another 5 bomb says, imagine this wide receiver core with a running back that they definitely have to worry about, maybe next year. So, I mean, that's the thing. If they're going to get 5 yards per carry from Isaiah Pacheco and from Kareem Hunt, I don't see this team investing a whole lot in a running back. I just don't.
Right.
Now, after this season, obviously Pacheco's on a contract year. Will they pay him? I don't know. It just depends really probably on what the interest is outside of the organization, right? Because they can't give Pacheco big money, and I don't think they should. But if there's not a lot of interest from elsewhere and they can get him at a decent price, they might do it. Kareem Hunt, of course, he's a short yardage guy. He's getting a little bit older, but I think he could still probably play a few years if he wants to, especially in the role that he's playing. But I think right now, as long as you're giving these guys the opportunity, that's fine. Now, if they were to go make an addition to the running game before the trade deadline, much like the defensive line, I'm not going to argue that either, because I think any kind of extra firepower is going to help this team going forward. So if they were to go make a move in that running back room, I'm not going to be mad at it.
No, absolutely not. And look, I think that the like this is all coming together with the running back, the offensive line, Patrick Mahomes, everything tonight. Last week, Patrick Mahomes had one of his most effective games ever, Steve. And what was the reason? His time to throw was like 2.2 seconds. Yes. It was the fastest of his career. Today, he averaged a season high 2.95 seconds to throw. Right. So he was holding the ball longer. They wasn't running the plays that were designed. Now, look, I don't know if maybe Washington was seeing stuff on film, because you did notice there wasn't a lot of the pick plays on the outside with Juju. You didn't see a lot of that outside. You didn't see all those mesh plays. You wasn't seeing those quick throws to the edge off those meshes. They were having to do something different. Did you notice they were putting Pacheco out wide a lot and then motioning Reciever Rice out of the backfield almost like he was a running back at times? They did that 2 times in the second half in the same drive. So he did scramble on 28% of his dropbacks. So he was being pressured, but he was taking a lot of time to throw. Early, he wasn't even feeling comfortable. I think once he got hit a few times, because it looked like Jaylen Moore was kind of getting worked over the first few drives.
Yes.
And so I think all that kind of played in it. And we started to see the Chiefs get back and Patrick Mahomes get back into that weird hold the ball too long offense. And in the second half, they went in, they adjusted it, they got it right. And look, I think that's what got them over it. And so, yeah, to answer your question, Jacob, I know I got off on a long tangent, but yes, if we get another running back in here next year, be it through a draft pick or a free agent or something, and then this wide receiver core can stay together, probably minus who? Hollywood? Hollywood's probably out the door this year.
Maybe. Would another 1 year surprise you?
No, but I do believe they probably want to get Jaylen Royals involved at some point.
I think so, too.
So I don't think they're going to pay him out the money, especially when you have games like tonight where I know everybody got to eat. There's a lot of mouths to feed, and there's only one football to go around. But, I mean, he just kind of disappeared. So was that on him? Was that on the coaching staff? What was it? I'm not going to blame Hollywood. I'm not going to say he went
I'm right
sold.
there with you, though, that everybody got to eat. But also, Rasheed Rice has got to get the most. He gets the big piece of chicken.
Yeah, he gets the big.
He's just like Daddy.
Daddy gets the big
Remember Chris
piece
Rock?
of chicken.
Daddy gets the big piece of chicken. When you are that dominant and you are the big man on campus, you are Daddy. You
gets
getting
the
it.
big piece of chicken.
Yeah, let's go, baby. He's going to eat more than everybody else. It's just all there is to it. Greg Goodwin with the 5 bomb says, I wish we could start the games off better. We have to get punched in the mouth to wake up. ACU is a GOAT like Mahomes. Let's freaking go, baby. Thanks for the gas. We'll take that GOAT status with Patrick Mahomes. But here's the thing. I'm with you. They have to come out with a little bit more intensity. That's something that catches the Chiefs so many times a year where you'll see ugly games or losses that are completely unwarranted because they just don't come out the gate swinging. It's too slow. We haven't seen that yet this year. This was the first game of the season where they came out just completely flat and dead. Like, especially since the offense has kind of come back together, should I say.
Minus maybe week 1 and week 2.
Well, once you got – okay,
right.
let me
we got the
rephrase
offense
that.
rolling.
Once we got Xavier Worthy back and then we started trickling everything in, this is the first game we've seen where they come out completely flat. I almost expected it on the Monday night game against a lesser opponent, but at the same time in my head I'm just like, nah, they've been rolling. Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But this is something they have to work on, dude. Like 100%. You can't come out flat in games like next week against Buffalo. You can't come out flat against opponents like the Eagles back in week 2. You just can't do it.
Right.
So you have to come out swinging, and they got to get better at that. KT Lee with the 2 bombs says, no, Ed Oliver is huge next week. I'd agree with that. I'm sure. They say he's going to be out, and they probably already said he's out, but I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't make some miraculous comeback and play at this point.
Yeah.
It's like every time the Chiefs are playing somebody. Deron Payne was out and doubtful all week, and then here he is out of the blue, just ready to go today. So, I mean, that kind of stuff happens with the Chiefs, but that's a big loss for Buffalo for sure. But overall, man, I just think it was a really good night for the Chiefs after halftime. The first half could have done without, take it or leave it. But the second half, they look like a much better football team, and you can see what this team is capable of. Like, the ceiling is so high, like, when I watch this offense perform, Mike, even when they're playing well, I still feel like there's this massive ceiling they have not even scratched yet.
Yeah.
Like, they can get so much better, and it's just super exciting. Guys, real quick before we go on, I want to say I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much. A lot of people are probably on post-game. Everybody in their grandma has a Chiefs channel or something, and they want to talk about the Chiefs post-game. But here you are, 550 of you across 3 platforms. So do us a favor. Hit the like button if you're on YouTube. It helps us get out to more people. If you're watching on X or on Facebook, make sure to like it, share it with your friends, followers, family, all that good stuff. And let's have a good last half of the show here, baby, because the Chiefs are back, baby. They've been back, and they proved again tonight that they are still probably the team to beat in the entire NFL. I think when people see what Patrick Mahomes is able to do with Rasheed Rice and Travis Kelce and Xavier Worthy and the running game's clicking, I think they're scared, Mike. I think they're freaking scared because this offense is scary.
Yeah, the offense is scary, man. Sorry, I was trying to read comments, keep up. But yeah, the offense is scary. I think a lot of the NFL's scared of what the Chiefs are putting on. This is a big game coming up with the Bills. It really is. It's a big game with the Bills. We got to win the game. It's not a time to give back any momentum we've been building. You can't give the Bills a tiebreaker gimme. You can't do it because they may not win the division. If Denver stays hot, then we may not be able to catch them, even though we're going to beat them twice. It don't matter. Yeah. But I do say it's a possibility that you're fighting for a wild card. So look, erase all doubt right now. You've already dropped one to another team that you might have to wild card battle with the Chargers. Can't do it with. Let's go into Buffalo. Let's run their Sunday. And let's take Ranch to the field and throw it at them, and let's beat them up, and let's go on bye week and have a nice little bye week.
Yeah. So another thing that I kind of want to bring up is you got Denver coming up,
yes.
pretty soon, and that's an important game. Obviously, all of the divisional games are very, very important this year because of the way the season started out. Denver is outright first place in the AFC West right now. Here's the thing, though. I think Denver is very vulnerable. I really do. And then they have Pat Surtain, who's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks with a pec. So, I mean, we're going to probably play Denver without Patrick Surtain, who's obviously their best defensive player. I don't think their offense is very good. If our defense can show up, I think that's that matchup to me is something that we should be able to handle pretty easily. Yeah. And I think the Chiefs got to go out and do just that. So I do think there are a lot of important games coming up here soon. It's nice to see the offense starting to click right at the right time. And I think, like you said earlier, this defense is starting to heat up a little bit. Usually Spags defenses take about half the season. We've said that over and over again.
Yeah.
Last year might have been an exception. I think they were just hot all season long. But this year you had a lot of new pieces. You lost some of the integral guys like Justin Reed. And I think that they're starting to pick it up, man. I think Brian Cook's actually stepping up and doing pretty damn good at his position, which is great to see. This is his 4th season. I know he missed a lot of one with an injury, but he's starting to play well. Jayden Hicks is still all over the football field. Yeah. Shamar Connor is starting to play a lot better than he did in the first half of the season. So I'm excited, dude. I think this team's great, and it's just fun to watch. Hopefully we can see them, start to scratch the surface of that ceiling up there, man, because they could be so much better on both sides of the football. And anyway, we got a 5 from Jacob here. He says, we haven't played one game with 100% of all our offensive pieces on the field together. Just imagine that after the bye. So tonight, who were we missing tonight? Was it Trey Smith on the offensive line?
Just Trey Smith, basically.
But yeah, dude.
Christian Fulton, he's never going to play, apparently.
Last week was the first game that Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, and Rasheed Rice had ever been on the football field together in 2 years. Tonight, the second game. And, of course, like you said, Hollywood kind of got lost in the sauce tonight, which is going to happen to these guys. I mean, just look at Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy was absolutely slaughtering people at the beginning of the season. In the last couple of weeks, he's had, good performances, but they're still mid compared to what you were getting from Xavier Worthy last season. And
have all these guys been back? Have all these receivers been back with Josh Simmons?
No. That's another piece.
So technically, Jacob's onto something here. We've never had the full offense.
Exactly. He is definitely onto something. Because,
we'll say Jalen Moore's played at a pretty high level.
Yeah, tonight, first half, I think he got worked a little bit, but he still had a good game. He played good at the end when it counted in the second half. So, love the adjustments. I'm with you, Bucky or Melissa. Noah Gray stepped up. I think that he had a good game. Noah could do a lot of things well. And I think the more he gets into the offense, let's just say Kelce only plays this year and he's done. I think you're going to be very surprised at what you'll be able to get out of a full-time Noah Gray. He can do a lot of things, dude. And he's been playing behind Travis Kelce for years now. And he kind of mimics his game somewhat. Now, you saw tonight, like you mentioned earlier, Mike, there's a play here or there where maybe him and Mahomes aren't on the same page. They don't have that chemistry that Mahomes and Kelce have. But I think that could come along with just more reps. So we'll see. I thought Noah played a pretty good game. Overall, I thought everybody played a good game after halftime. That first half was very depressing. I ain't going to lie. It was just why did the Chiefs try their hardest to be boring and not good on primetime games? I was so depressed. I was like, why are we doing this again?
Is it the Chiefs really not trying hard, or do you think it's other teams just going into extra try hard mode?
I think it's we have to match their intensity. And I understand that can be tough to do when you're playing a lesser opponent, it could also be tough to do when every opponent that comes into play you is acting like it's the freaking Super Bowl. Like they're all horned up level 40 and just rocked up, bricked up, ready to roll. And you're trying to match that intensity. It can be tough sometimes.
Right. KC Fan says, hey, Mike and Steve, been a minute since I've come on here. Glad to see a W tonight.
Let's
Next
go,
three are
baby.
huge for us. Let's lock in Chiefs. Appreciate you stopping by for a minute. Don't be a stranger.
Thanks for stopping by. Hey, guys, if you're new to the channel, this is the premier Chiefs channel for Chiefs fans world freaking wide, baby. Not just in Kansas City, but worldwide. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to get in there. Let us know where you're watching from because we always like to see that. We've seen some crazy stuff lately. There are people watching all over the world. So we want to know where you're at if you're new to the channel. Also, you can hit that subscribe button. Hang out with us more often, baby. We're over 50K now. We're heading on to 100K. So any help we can get, we'll take it.
Nick, agree with you. He could become Kelce Jr. I think to do that, though, Kelce would have to step away because he's just not getting enough snaps with Mahomes. He's not getting enough of that cohesiveness. But I don't think you're ever going to see that with anybody else. That was what was so special about Mahomes and Kelce, and what still is special to a certain degree. They still just think alike. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do. He even looks like him sometimes, especially with the ball in his hands, the way he runs. I think they're very, very,
Right.
very similar.
The
And it's probably
people's
because he's been
champs.
behind him. Yes, Kurt, we are the people's champs. Let's freaking go.
Steve, it was a good night. I thought everybody. Let's just put the first half out of our minds. Let's go ahead and just get rid
Let's
of
just roll
that.
with the second half. We're just
We're
going
just going to talk about the second half. The second half, we look like the Chiefs. The Chiefs is still the Chiefs. The first half, the Chiefs is still the primetime Chiefs.
Right.
That's what we learned. So we hope that in the playoffs, we don't play in the prime time. That's what we hope. You play every game at noon.
Yep. Hey, I just want to point out, I saw the pregame that you had Lance from the Spoken on because I was at work, right? And you brought him on to talk a little bit.
Yeah.
But I also noticed tonight, all three of us went with a white hat choice.
Oh, we went
What
to some
about that?
classic.
Yeah, Lance said he had one from the 90s. This one, I think, is from early 2000s. This is
Yeah.
Reebok. This was around Priest Holmes-ish era. So
This
I
one
thought it was
just
funny. We
looks
all pulled out
like
the white hat tonight.
This just looks old. Yeah, it was actually 2025.
Let's freaking go. You guys get in the comments. If you have any questions, anything like that, throw them in there. We'll get to you. We'll be here for a little while longer tonight. You guys, we have a members-only live stream coming up here in the next few days. We'll post it a little bit early. That way I'll give you a chance to see it and be able to participate. But we're going to be giving away a signed Charles Omenihu jersey that he was so generous to sign and donate to give away to you guys. And also, we have a signed Tom Bahali picture that was donated by our moderator, Brian Parrott, who is here tonight saying I stole Dad's hat. He gave it to me. I didn't steal it. But I did steal the hat that you gave me to give away because I don't have that one and I like it and I think I'm going to wear it. So I'll just throw that out there. But yeah, we'll be on the members only live stream. Become a member. You can go to join.allchiefedup.com or you can hit the join button at the top and be a part of the ACU crew. You don't want to miss that. It's always a good time.
Steve, do you think the haters are going to be out this week crying about the refs? Do you think that'll be something?
I don't know how they could.
What
is there to cry about?
You want to talk about the penalties tonight? Did you know the Chiefs got called for 9 penalties for 95 yards? The Commanders, 3 for 35. There was a 60-yard difference,
honestly, what was there to complain about?
And they got hammered, 28-7.
Let's be honest here. I love Johnny Newton. I wanted him on the football team. I wanted him in the draft. But that was
Johnny
ignorant.
Newton.
That was stupid.
Dude, I don't care if it's the CFL they're calling that.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Can I talk about Troy Aikman, by the way?
Idiot.
They protect quarterbacks, and especially this one. I tell you what, Troy Aikman is the biggest piece of shit that ever walked. I would challenge Troy Aikman to a fist fight tomorrow, and I'll go all the way to Austin, Texas if you want to do it, but I want a street fight with this guy.
Dude,
because
he is
he's
an
a
idiot.
piece of work.
He is a Mahomes hater at his core. And why is he a Mahomes hater at his core? Because Mahomes is better than him. Mahomes' left nut is better at football than Troy Aikman.
Is
and
better
he hates
than Troy
it.
Aikman.
Right. Literally. Statistically, he is. You are correct. That's how bad Troy Aikman was. He was carried by Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
He got all of his rings because of Emmitt Smith and good players around him. Patrick Mahomes is so good and he can't handle it. And he's a crybaby. He's stupid. I hate listening to him.
It was Emmitt Smith and Coca-Cola is what carried him to those championships, okay?
Yeah, dude. Troy Aikman's he is a sad, sad person. Like, honestly, he shouldn't even have a job. He's that dumb. I'll take Tony Romo over him any day.
Jamie said, no penalties on the Commanders in the first half. Absolutely. But then IDK says haters are going to blame that virtual measurement. Steve, they use virtual measurement one time.
Can I point this out?
To ban it.
This is something I said in the chat. The only reason there's virtual measurement is because the same freaking people were crying about the Josh Allen one in the playoffs last year because he got stopped short. So they're like, oh, well, this is bullcrap. We got to fix it. So their solution to appease all of those slap nuts was, hey, we'll do this virtual one where we can't get it wrong because it's all high tech and stuff. And then they do that. No, that's bad. We got to get rid of it. They're just giving the Chiefs the first down. Just shut up already. The Chiefs are better than you. Look, show us on the doll where the Chiefs hurt you and just shut the hell up.
If you really thought that the NFL was in the back pocket of the Chiefs and this is what they were going to do, your solution was to make it all digital where some guy in a booth that you don't see that don't have to explain himself can tell you first down or no first down. That may have been the dumbest thing they've ever pulled. So I don't want to hear it. You get what you get.
Get what you get. Greg with a freaking 10 bomb says, shouldn't we play Rice, Worthy, Brown, Thornton, Kelce all at the same time and more often? I would have liked the lights on and watching cockroaches scatter. Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like, how can they make, these packages that have all these guys included, right? Because you're looking at 4 wide there. Kelce a lot of times is split out wide. So, like, I guess you could get some packages like that. A lot of plays lately I've noticed they've been getting Brashard Smith out there as a receiver. So there's just so many options there. I didn't see them stack up the guys as much as last week. A lot of the Raiders game, you saw them get a lot of stack releases and stuff like that. They'd get all the guys together, branch out, and the defense was having trouble keeping it. I didn't see that as much tonight. And that's something that you can definitely utilize with a lot of speed on the football field. Tonight was a little bit different. But it would be interesting to see them come up with packages where all of these guys are on the field more often. Because it's so much speed, it's hard for defenses to handle. And I'm sure Andy has something up his sleeve.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive.
Well, I was just going to let you know this one. Rashee Rice at the podium said that on that play, he was trying to flip the ball back to the official.
I told you he was. It was obvious.
Yeah.
Like, even when he let go of the ball, he was even like, oh, like, because he knew what was going to happen. So, I mean, that's dumb. And for anybody talking about the Johnny Newton thing, which was a flag, it was offset by that anyway. I mean, good Lord, they gave him a penalty for getting in the way of the ball. So, it is what it is.
Steve, the Commanders' offense in the first half, let's talk about the defense for just one more second, because I think that we're not giving Spags enough credit for second half adjustments like we did Andy and Nagy in the second half for the offense. The Commanders in the first half, 32 plays ran for 194 yards. Commanders in the second half, 20 plays for 66 yards.
Right.
Shout out Bryce Carter for that one. Dude, I think that's a killer statistic, man. And I think that what we're seeing this year and what we've not seen in years past maybe is the fact that the Chiefs are starting to figure out how to adjust at halftime. They've yet to been able to do that, and they're starting to figure it out.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, Spags is normally very good at in-game adjustments. Now, Andy and Matt Nagy, not so much. But it's nice to start seeing it from both sides of the football, man. Shout out Nate with the 2 bombs. Says Jaylen Royals update. Is he going to see the field? Honestly, you've seen it. The famous hashtag EGE, everybody got to eat. There's so much in that wide receiver room that has to be included in these offenses. And Jaylen Royals, not only is he a rookie, but he also was hurt for the first part of the season. Andy, outside of Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy, has never really let the rookies play that much. I think we've kind of lost track of that because of what we saw with Rice and Worthy. But this year, you're kind of getting back to that because there's so many guys. They don't have to put them out there.
I think what we need to do is we need to come to the realization that unless he is needed, Jaylen Royals doing anything this year is just not going to happen.
I think Jaylen Royals is going to be in our back pocket for next season.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he's needed this year. I think they go ahead and let his foot heal up. They let the knee tendonitis heal up. He continues to learn the offense, and next year he probably gets a lot of playing time. But unless you absolutely need him due to a freak accident or an injury, there's no way I don't think Andy Reid's letting him dig into these receivers, because I don't even know if Thornton played that much tonight. And it's pretty wild. I've been looking around for a snap count, and so far I've not been able to find the official snap count just yet, but I'm going to keep looking for that. But I'm almost positive he probably played less than 30 snaps tonight. And that's wild, because besides Receiver Rice to this point, and maybe Xavier Worthy at times, he's probably been our best threat. I mean, he probably is still the best deep threat we got, even with those two guys on the field so far.
So you always have those goofy guys that come on here and they're like, Andy Reid's saving his plays for the playoffs. And it's like, okay, there's not this magical playbook that he has written up with the annexation of Puerto Rico that he's not going to pull out into the playoffs. That's not true. But what I do think is true is that he will add wrinkles, right? And I think that's something that you're going to see later this season. I think you're going to start seeing Tyquan Thornton get back out there all of a sudden and start stretching this field out. Because if you can get out there and stretch this field out a little bit and open up the middle for Rasheed Rice, who already is an absolute beast in the middle of the football field, it's going to happen. Just give it time. Stretch the field out with Tyquan Thornton, Xavier Worthy, and just let Rasheed Rice absolutely go crazy. I think it's eventually going to happen. But I think we'll see Jaylen Royals next season. This season, I don't see them using them unless they absolutely have to be quite honest.
Yep.
I'm with you, Mike. Evil Caspero with the 2-bomb says, I really think our O-line needs help still. I don't. I think our O-line is actually pretty damn good.
I mean, there were times tonight at the very beginning, Jalen Moore kind of got put on his butt a little bit, but he recovered. I think what you see there
remember,
was...
we're watching tonight with 2 starters missing.
Right. And I think what you fail to realize is that is now the 3rd game of Jalen Moore, and he's got some film out there. So they're going to be able to find certain weaknesses, and
right.
He recovered from that.
Yeah.
And I believe that, Caliendo is going to be serviceable, but Trey Smith will come back, and Josh Simmons is going to be back within a couple weeks.
I think
he'll be
too.
back probably after the bye week.
Kingsley is getting better every week at guard.
Yeah.
I
think we're fine there. Hey,
I do.
Shout out Jawan Taylor. His penalty streak has come to an end. Even though it was offset, he did get called for a hold tonight. So he almost went 5 full games.
Every time I heard them call a hold on the Chiefs, it kind of pissed me off. Because it's like, if you're going to let them hold
Chris Jones so bad.
Like, that's my thing. It's like, I don't care how you call a game, but just do it across the board.
Yeah.
Do not call a hold on my guy if you're going to allow them to hold blatantly right at the point of contact at a quarterback, dude. Just don't. Like, that one kind of pissed me off. So I'm going to give him an excuse there, and I'm going to say that he's still penalty free because it got offset. So,
hey, one penalty in the last 5 games though is
I'll take that all day, baby.
That's a gift from
something
God
else I like to
for this
point
team.
out is they want to get Jawan Taylor all the time for stupid stuff. I know that Laramie Tunsil was out after the halftime. Their left tackle was literally if you took a screenshot, that was a perfect example of what illegal formation is. This dude's helmet was a yard off of the freaking butt.
And they wasn't showing it.
Dude, I saw it over and over again. I was like, come on, whatever. Chase with the 10-bomb says, how's Pacheco's knee even intact? The replay looks terrible, and he definitely is going to feel it tomorrow. That did look bad. I thought it was going to be worse than it was. He kind of bounced back up and kept going on the sideline there. I think they're definitely going to take a closer look at that, I think. So we'll probably learn more about that in the next day or two. I would say Pacheco's probably going to get some rest early this coming week because that did look bad. It did look bad.
Yeah, I think him and Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton had a knee injury, if you remember. But Nick Bolton actually showed up to the podium, so I wouldn't think that was such a big deal there with Nick Bolton. I think they'll both be fine. But yeah, Pacheco actually hit 19.3 miles per hour on a carry tonight, which was the fastest ball carrier on the field. So
yeah, baby, we got to break that 20 mark, baby. That's slow.
Pacheco's been showing up, though, over the past few weeks. I think about the time the running back chatter started, Pacheco decided, hey, I might need to play a little bit. So I don't think the Chiefs are going to go out and put out
a lot of people
draft capital for that.
A lot of people forget that Pacheco broke his ankle last season.
Yeah.
Like, he came back off of a broken ankle at the end of last season. He started a little slow, which is completely expected. I think what you're seeing now is Pacheco starting to get back into that rhythm, dude. And he just plays with so much energy. And he's fast, like you said. I still think he needs to be hitting 20 miles an hour, though. That 19 stuff has got to go. It's got to go.
You think you could hit 20 miles per hour if you ran?
No. Absolutely not.
I wonder what that feels like.
I think I might be able to get a bike up to 20 miles
Hey,
an hour.
I know how Steve gets to 20 miles per hour. If he's getting ready to eat and somebody tries to take the big piece of chicken, Steve's
right.
going to chase
That's right.
it down.
I get that. You're not
He's
going to do
chasing
that
it
to me.
down.
That's how it goes in the house here. There's so many people every time dinner's done. Everybody forgets that dad gets the first plate. Like, what are you even thinking? Trying to get the first plate. So I have to sometimes run 20 miles an hour because I have to show dominance, right? It's like, what do you think you're doing? This is my house. That's my plate. So I just got to kick into gear. Lance in the house, baby. He says Steve isn't as handsome as he was in the pregame. Just saying. Yeah. Toot, toot, Lance. Toot, toot. We all can't have the beautiful beard. I shaved my beard off. Look I have a double chin. That's one thing I figured out after I shaved my beard was I got fat in the last few years. It's like, well, might need to grow that back. Might need to grow that back now.
Grow it back.
That's awesome. Then I'm happy. I'm happy with it. First half wasn't happy. I don't know if you noticed at the halftime show, but I was kind of like, what are we doing here? It's just frustrating. But it was nice to see the team adjust and actually play like they had some sense and do what they needed to do. Because I think this game was going to be a blowout. It's just there was no execution in the first half. End of story.
Yeah.
So,
Man, I think we've seen a lot of good stuff tonight, though.
yeah, I mean, it's a lot to build on, right?
And I mean, we
especially
may
going
have
into
a
Buffalo
new-
next week.
We may have a new Reciever quote out there.
What's that?
I mean, everybody got to eat, but,
Oh,
yeah.
Daddy gets the big piece of chicken.
Make your world a better, safer place. And what does Daddy get for all his work? The big piece of chicken. That's all Daddy gets.
Exactly. That's
The
exactly
big
right.
piece of chicken.
Rasheed Rice should get the bulk of the targets. Him
Everybody
and Kelce,
eats, but
just
he getting
is
the
what-
big piece.
That's exactly right, baby. I mean, no doubt. It's a no-brainer. This kid is nuts, bro. Love you too, Lance. Thanks for holding it down. Thanks for holding the fort down while I was at work. I need to quit that job. I was just thinking about that.
You too.
I could have been on the pregame.
You
You
can
guys get in the chat. Get in the chat. Let us know what you guys think about the Chiefs, baby. How you feeling going into Buffalo next week? We're going to have a lot of chatter this week, probably about acquiring a defensive lineman of some sort. You'll see a lot of that across the Chiefs Kingdom. We'll be one of them talking about it because I think it's going to be a hot topic. All that's heating up, coming up towards the trade deadline. And also, it's Halloween week, baby. I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
Mike, I went to a trunk or treat last night. I dressed up in my Happy Gilmore stuff.
Yeah.
And, I almost was depressed because we live in a world where there were thousands of people and only about 5 people even knew who Happy Gilmore was.
That's
And I was like,
crazy.
what kind of world do we live in where they don't know who Happy Gilmore is? I don't know if I want to be here. Like, what is going on? What is going on?
Somebody helped, though, didn't they?
Yeah, there's a few people that knew what was going on. They gave you the look and they're like, there we go. That's what we're talking about. But pretty excited about that. Hey, if you guys are going to take your kids trick-or-treating and you're dressing up, let me know what you're going to be in the chat. I want to see that, by the way, too. But Super Hornt meter is up pretty high. And about that Hornt meter, Mike, we got to get one made. We got to get it to Arrowhead. And someone's got to be the official Hornt guy with the Hornt meter from ACU. Like, I heard you talk about it pregame. Something we talked about the other day. I think it's probably the most genius idea I've ever had in my life. And we have to make it come to fruition. Somebody got to get it out there, baby. It's got to go to 11. So someone's got to keep that thing where it needs to be. And the Chiefs will see it, and they know they got to get the Hornt meter to 11. I think we'll see much better performances after that. That's our contribution to the game.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I'm for it. Who said happy who? Don't do that to me, Nick Libby. Don't do that. See, you're that's Miss Lippy and Billy Madison. I was like, you have the same name as the kindergarten teacher in Billy Madison. Let's go.
Wait a second here. Did anybody, I just got word.
Erwin, baby, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Erwin. Appreciate you, brother. Did anybody see my poll today that come up at
Nobody saw your
noon
poll today, I don't think.
that said Chiefs or Commanders, who wins? It's been on YouTube for 11 hours and it has 0 votes.
How's that
What?
possible?
That's
not possible. That's
Which
not
means
possible.
YouTube didn't even put it out today. Did anybody see that? I hate
That's not
YouTube sometimes,
possible.
bro. They are so annoying.
Greg says he'll do the horn meter if we buy him a ticket. See, that's the thing. We have to freaking get somebody that's a season ticket holder. If anyone knows a season ticket holder, especially if they're down in the lower part where, it's very visible, do us a favor. What do you got? I'm sure somebody out there that watches this show knows somebody that has season tickets down there. And then what we got to do is get the horn meter made, and then we got to get it to them. And they've got to take it to every game and have the horn meter at Arrowhead. I mean, seriously. I'm not going to be happy until I see the horn meter on television. Okay? That's when I'll be happy because it needs to happen. Appreciate the 2, Greg. Thanks for the support. Everybody else that's donated tonight, appreciate your all support. You guys help the channel keep growing. We appreciate that. Also, anybody that become a member tonight, you guys are awesome. We got a members only live stream coming up here in the next few days. We're giving away a Charles Omenihu signed jersey and a signed picture of Tom Bahali. So if you want in on that, join.allchiefedup.com, become a member of the ACU crew, and be at that live stream and be on the Wheel of Death. You okay?
I am pissed off.
Why?
I literally just said, did anybody see that poll that had 0 votes on it, Chiefs versus Commanders? And then we said YouTube is a slap nut. And in the midst of me saying that, it's like YouTube knew that they effed us today, and they immediately flipped it on, and it got like 3 votes in a second.
No,
dude,
that didn't happen.
I swear to you, YouTube
Do you think you
watches
put
our
it for?
channel.
Did you preset it?
No,
Did you
I
put
know
the
what you're
wrong
gonna
time?
say. Did you put 12 a.m.? Did you put 12 p.m.? Did you do this? Did you do that? It wouldn't have mattered if I put 12 a.m. or not because I'd have done it yesterday. It would have went live last night at 12 a.m. then. Because you picked the day.
Yeah. Chase with the 5 bomb says, who would have won in a fight, Charles Omenihu or the ogre-looking Commanders coach?
I'm taking it off. I don't even want it on there.
Yeah, take that poll down. Charles Omenihu.
So mad.
Our boy Charles would have won that one.
Who's
No
the
doubt.
ogre-looking Commanders coach?
It doesn't matter who it is.
I thought
Charlie's
it was Ron
got
Rivera
this.
for a while, and he don't even coach for the Commanders anymore.
It's Dan Quinn, brother.
Dan Quinn. Dan Quayle. Wasn't he vice president?
Vice president, maybe.
Dan
At one
Quayle?
point.
Hey, after this, you guys go find our post because I'm throwing it up right now, and it ain't going to be messed up. But we get a big win, baby. So
Yes.
we need your comments.
go.
We need your questions. We need concerns going into Buffalo's game week 9. Put those up because we're going to have a video out tomorrow over that. So we want you guys to go put all that in. And we're going to probably get into some more stuff. I'm sure somebody's going to ask about the defensive line. Do we think the Chiefs get a trade? I'm sure that may come in. I mean, we talked about that last week. We talked about going and getting Calais Campbell. And I still think that's a name to go pull out, man.
Yeah. I do too. I think it'd be a good one, man. I think it would be a good one. But yeah, make sure to find that post and put your comments, questions in there, because there's a good chance you'll be on the show tomorrow. So if you want to do that, go find that post here in just a minute. Shout out OG Chiefs fan for becoming a member. Let's freaking go. You know what, Mike? OG Chiefs fan said I want in on that. I want in on that. I want to win a signed Charles Omenihu jersey or a signed Tom Bahali picture. Who doesn't want to win those things? So go join, just like OG Chiefs fan here, become a member, and be at the members only live stream. It's that easy.
Yeah, buddy.
But yeah, man, a lot of content coming up this week. We'll have the video out tomorrow. We'll have the podcast out Wednesday. We're a day behind now. Sorry. But yeah, we'll have all that content rolling, man. So keep your eyes out. Heading into Buffalo this week is a big game. Like Mike was saying earlier, if it becomes a situation where the Chiefs don't win the AFC West and the Bills don't win the AFC East, then all of a sudden that's an important game for that wild card spot. So I think this is something that the Chiefs need to win. But yeah, man, a lot of content coming out this week. We'll get into that game a lot. We'll start deep diving into that game. And like I said earlier, we also have the extra live stream this week for members like Larry Johns, baby. Let's freaking go. Appreciate you. Welcome to the crew. And then we got Greg Goodwin with a 2 bomb says Mahomes will show Allen who the real MVP is. Dude, that's the most annoying thing is Josh Allen's going to have the game of his life like he does every other time we play him. It's like we never get like normal Josh Allen.
Right.
We always get like superhuman Josh Allen. It's crazy. But when you're playing against your dad, normally you try that much harder to beat him, don't you?
Yeah.
Remember when you were a kid, you would play one-on-one with your dad and you would put in that much more effort because you
you had
wanted
to
to
get that
finally
dub.
win? Well, I think that's what Josh Allen does. He's playing against daddy. He's got to turn it up a notch, you know?
I think so too. To Patrick Mahomes' MVP season, again tonight, he had one bad throw, but we think that the DB got away with a little bit of a hold. A little bit of a...
It was a little illegal contact. It looked like to me he had a hold. Like he had a hold of Hollywood Brown before he ever even tried to turn. So.
And then Kelce calls the second Patrick Mahomes interception of the year. So
Travis Kelce.
Yeah. But so look, Patrick Mahomes is on pace right now to have 4,460 yards passing, 36 passing touchdowns, 595 yards on the ground rushing with another, I guess you can round it up to 9 rushing touchdowns, and then 103.1 QB rating. So he is on pace for MVP season. And this is going to be after the Chiefs started like they did at 0-2. People were writing us out of the playoffs. They were saying that the whole dynasty was done. They were writing our obituaries, and then Mahomes is going to come back with this kind of season. It would be crazy if they left him off the MVP finalist, and it would be crazy if he don't win. Like, you'd have to have some major guys like Baker Mayfield do something extraordinary, because I just don't think that Baker Mayfield's pace of play right now is good enough.
Or Josh Allen could need a consolation prize again.
Josh Allen can suck it. You know, this is what I think about Josh Allen.
Suck it! Suck it! We got 2 words for you! Suck it!
Yeah, shout out Travis Kelce here. I'm just going to say he did kill it. He made up for the Kadarius Toney play, and I in no world would actually compare the two, because that's disrespectful. So I'm sorry about that. But
how dare you?
Kelce's the GOAT, baby.
Man, I saw some videos of Kelce at 1587 Prime after the game last week, and he was just walking around the lobby, like greeting all the people. The kids there was wearing his jerseys. He was going up and talking to each and every one of them.
Baby.
Absolutely, man. He's just a good representative. He's an ambassador for the city of Kansas City. He's a good dude. I mean, Kelce could have a career in politics if he wanted it when he's done.
Yeah, Bam says people are saying Jonathan Taylor gaining MVP talk. He's a running back. It's not happening. I mean, Saquon Barkley didn't win it last year. He's not going to win it this year.
He's on pace to do way more than Barkley, but he also was having a good year last year, and you see what the team looks like without Daniel Jeremiah, who is kind of ridiculous that Daniel Jeremiah is considered as an MVP.
Who's that? Who's Daniel Jeremiah?
Not Daniel Jeremiah. I'm still thinking of my draft talk. Daniel Jeremiah, he's a draft scout.
Daniel Jones?
Yeah, Daniel
Jones.
That's
stupid. That's dumb.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Shout out Daniel Jeremiah. Move the sticks. Go follow him. Great draft guy.
Pepe says hit up Dan Mitchell. He has a Bills podcast. Tell him Pepe sent you. Pepe, you been trolling?
Dan Mitchell? Wait, you want him to come on our show? Should we get him on the show one night this week and just have some fun with him?
Let's talk to Dan. We'll get a hold of him. Let's do it. Travis Kelce going to make it back for another season. He's really looking good outside of those 2 picks. He really is. I think Travis is having a good season. I definitely could see him back for more. We'll just have to wait and see. I think it could go either way. So, yeah, Annie, you asked the same thing. 100% definitely could. Now, I do think if Kelce does play for another year or 2, which is completely possible, I do think they look at, obviously, the contract's got to be a little bit different. So,
the contract's got to be different. I think you also have to fade them out a little bit. You can't let them keep so many snaps. You're eventually going to have to find his replacement going forward, because he's not going to play the next 10 years that Mahomes is going to play. Hopefully Mahomes plays longer than 10 years.
Right. Drew Q says water will find its level with the Colts. I refuse to believe their play is sustainable.
I don't think the Colts are real
I'm
either.
right there with you. Man.
Look, we're in week 8, and I just still cannot buy this Colts team.
Me neither. Now, if they come out and smack us in the mouth and beat us all over the football field, then I'll talk. Then we'll talk about it.
I guess you have to at that point, but I just don't. There's nothing about them that I see that just makes me, get a little horned up.
Kelce on pace for a 1,000-yard season, baby. Let's go.
Barely.
Big Yeti. There, huh? Big Yeti. Let's go. Nick Libby says if we win that ring, he might retire. He might, or he might be like, we're on an epic run. 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. Let's keep it going. Let's see how long we can go with it.
Redwood's going to see what he can do, baby.
Yeah, he might get that horn meter out for next season. You never know.
He's ready to roll, baby.
Guys, we appreciate you being with us tonight. Do us a favor. If you haven't hit that like button, hit it on your way out. That would help us out a ton, and we would appreciate it. Also, you guys can subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you're watching from somewhere, let us know where you're at, baby, because we're all about Chiefs Kingdom worldwide. So if you're new, hit that subscribe button. Let us know where you're watching from. Also, like I said a million times today, you can become a member at join.allchiefedup.com or hitting that join button. We have a members-only live stream coming up in the next couple days where we're giving away a signed Charles Omenihu jersey and a signed Tamba Hawley picture via our moderator, Brian Parrott. Thanks for that donation, brother. Yeah, good day. Good day for the Chiefs. One more thing. We have merchandise. Merch.allchiefedup.com. We got some awesome t-shirts over there, and you should go buy one. That'll help the channel, and you're going to have the most kick-ass shirt out of your entire group of friends. So go do that. Get in the comments. Get in a comment on the post that Mike put up, because we'll be doing a video tomorrow. If you want to be highlighted on that video, make sure to ask a question or throw a comment in there. And we'll be back this week with a bunch more content, baby. On to Buffalo.
Onward.
Go Chiefs.
Get wild.